What up with y'all, man? It's Mr. Zach, and I'm back with another reaction. Man, y'all do me a favor, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button and turn on all post notifications so y'all can get these reactions and these content whenever I drop a video. But today, man, we got Karen Bass. She is mad as hell at JD Vance for coming out here and spewing the truth. Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom are constantly defending illegal immigration. We all seen what happened with these so-called peaceful protests that turned into LA riots. And Karen Bass is constantly sitting up here lying. I can't sit back and watch this lady lie to everybody that don't live in California. I live out here, so I got firsthand knowledge on what I see or what I seen, and I don't condone any of that behavior. She want to keep saying that Angelenos are united. It's a lot of us that don't rock with the situation. I'm one of the ones who did vote for Trump, and we are getting what we voted for. Living here, the leadership is and are encouraging illegal immigration out here. They keep defending these people. They keep defending them. But anyway, man, we're going to get into this and see what Karen Bass has to say in response to JD Vance coming out here spewing the truth about what's going on out here. Let's get into it.
Hello, everyone. Today, the Vice President of the United States spent 3 or 4 hours in LA before holding a press conference and spewing lies and utter nonsense in an attempt to provoke division and conflict in our city. This is consistent with the provocation from Washington that began 2 weeks ago when our city was calm and millions of Angelenos were going about working and contributing to our city. The provocation has resulted in lives disrupted, terror and fear spread throughout our city. I spent the day today meeting with businesses. We met on Sunday, and businesses were empty, owners were suffering, and describing this situation as worse than COVID. Just think for a minute how profound that is. Workers who are too afraid to come into work, and customers who feel they can't go outside their house.
And why were they scared? Obviously, they must be some illegal immigrants, because if you know you're here illegal, you know the laws are being enforced now. Why would they show up to work? Why would they show up? The laws are being enforced.
I also met with mothers who do not know where their husbands are and their sons. They told me about their children who spent Father's Day wondering why their fathers did not come home. And I just want you to know that that's a trauma to a child that child will always carry with them.
So how do you think that legal immigrants and Americans feel about their fathers not coming home from being arrested? The prison system. We go through it too. Why is it always about the illegal immigrants, how they family feel? That's one thing that I don't like about what she said, is like she's constantly defending people that are here illegal and their family problems and issues. American citizens, the kids they have trauma too, but they don't put emphasis on that. They worried about illegals.
Unfortunately, the vice president did not take time to learn about our city and understand that our city is a city of immigrants from every country and continent on the planet. But then,
we understand that it's a city of immigrants, and it's also a city of people who were born here too. And you keep saying immigrants. Why don't you say a city of a lot of illegal immigrants that's trying to work and trying to take care of their family? They don't want to say the word illegal because that's what it is. It's illegal. It's a crime to come across this border and live amongst people that are legal citizens. Come on, Karen Bass, get it right.
Then again, he did need to justify the hundreds of millions of wasted taxpayers' dollars that were wasted in the performance of a stunt, an experiment in this city, and using men and women of our armed services whose mission it is to protect our country.
So what about the millions of dollars that was wasted from our taxpayers' money to help fund this illegal immigration? It's a lot of money wasted there. And then the people who are here to protect the United States, as far as the National Guard and the Marines, we needed that here because, like Trump said, if he didn't step in, this city would have been burnt to the ground. We all seen video footage of cars, buildings, graffiti, people tearing up, breaking up concrete, throwing it at the police officers and everything like that. It's a lot of money being wasted housing illegal immigrants, feeding illegal immigrants, taking away jobs from American citizens who want jobs, but they can't get them because they're, they paying these illegals a little nothing to do a job that American citizen can do. So you sit up here and saying it's a lot of wasted money. It's a lot of wasted money going into this illegal immigration nonsense.
He accused state leaders and myself as mayor of this city of encouraging violence, of sicking mobs on ICE officers.
But when you tell people to constantly to go ahead and protest, you know what I'm saying? It is sicking mobs of people on them because it probably started off peaceful, but within a couple of hours, it turned crazy because you have people out here waving foreign flags, burning the American flag. You didn't come out not one time to say, y'all need to stop burning the American flag. You kept encouraging people to use their voice and so-called peaceful protest. And you can sit up here, Karen Bass. You was flying up over the city in a helicopter, looking at all this stuff burning, and you did not think for 1 second to come on air to tell people to stop doing that stuff. Your words and Gavin Newsom words is, man, y'all protest, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We encourage y'all to come out here and protest. It wasn't a peaceful protest at that point.
Let me just tell you, like yesterday, what happened at the Dodgers, we're not sure who these armed men are. They show up without uniforms. They show up completely masked. They refuse to give ID. They're driving regular cars with tinted windows, and in some cases, out-of-state license plates. Who are these people? And frankly,
look, if you seen all that and they people coming out here with masks and not identifying themselves, jumping out with guns, why y'all didn't do y'all job? Why y'all didn't take them into custody? Since you guys don't know who these people are, take them into custody. They're breaking the law, right? I can't just drive up in unmarked cars and cover my face and just jump out with guns and detaining people. So if you didn't know who these people was, why didn't y'all take them into custody? Because you already know who they was. You know, the Dodger game attracts a lot of immigrants or illegal immigrant. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the Dodgers. You know something going to show up there. That's why they were there. You know what I'm saying? You guys just cannot get the fact that the laws are being enforced now. They're being enforced. And it's a sanctuary city. Like they say, it's a sanctuary for criminals. You might not did a major crime, but the crime you committed was coming across this damn border illegally. So if you didn't know who these people were jumping out of these cars, take them into custody like you take everybody else into custody.
The vests that they have on look like they ordered them from Amazon. Are they bounty hunters? Are they vigilantes? If they're federal officials, why is it that they do not identify themselves? You can imagine the fear and the terror that has created in our city when you have cars driving around, people jumping out of those cars with guns and rifles and pulling people off the street. How dare you say that city officials encourage violence? We kept the peace. You know
Really?
that the federal officials that were here protected a federal building. They were not involved in crowd control. Crowd control was handled most aptly by the Los Angeles Police Department, the Sheriff's Department, and local law enforcement.
It didn't look like it was being handled. It looked like they was overwhelmed. These violent mobs of protesters waving foreign flags. It don't look like they had anything under control. They were being spit on, kicked at, rocks thrown at them, cars set on fire. You had them police officers trapped on the 101 freeway. Couldn't even come up from up under the underpass because you had a lot of people throwing bricks and boulders at them, throwing street signs and vandalizing the cars, trying to set them on fire. So that didn't look like y'all had anything under control. All the looting going on. It was nothing under control. They might have caught a few people, but it wasn't in control. We all seen that across the world. So to sit up here and keep saying that you guys had everything under control, obviously you didn't, because the president had to step in and send the National Guard. Wasn't in control. It was never in control. The sheriff even admitted it. We were overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you sitting up here trying to make it seem like you guys had it under control, why don't you just thank the current administration for sending in help? You guys didn't have it under control. Just like the fires that ravished L.A. and the Palisades and Pasadena, Altadena, and all them areas. You never had anything under control. Lord.
We were able to handle the violence and the vandalism that occurred. We put a curfew in place. We've lifted that curfew. Our streets have been peaceful. And even when there was vandalism at its height, you are talking about a couple of hundred people who were not necessarily associated with any of the peaceful protests.
They was associated with them. They was saying the same thing. F ICE, F the police, death to America. All they was a part of it. They were a part of it. You know what I'm saying? They were a part of it. Regardless of whatever picture you trying to paint, Mrs. Bass, they were a part of it. Because when those people were tearing and vandalizing stuff, the same people out there that was peaceful protesting was screaming, yeah, yeah. They were part of it. So you can miss me with that.
And for those of you who are watching outside of Los Angeles, I will say it over and over again. Los Angeles is a city that is 500 square miles. And any of the disruption that took place in about 2 square miles in our city.
Stop lying, Karen Bass. So you mean to tell me Compton, the city of Compton, is only 2 miles away from downtown LA? You mean to tell me the city of Orange County is 2 miles away from downtown LA? You mean to tell me growing up and living in Compton and in Long Beach, you think Long Beach is 2 miles away from downtown LA? Because it was protests everywhere, especially in the city of Compton. That's where I seen the first signs of looting, in the city of Paramount, right next to Compton. They had that all over the place on social media and on the internet. That's where the guy was throwing those cinder blocks and bricks at those passing by, those police cars that was passing by. The guy that got identified that was throwing rocks at those police cars, that wasn't 2 miles away from downtown LA. That was in Paramount, Compton area. That's 16 to 17 miles away from downtown LA. It was widespread. It was violence everywhere. It was crazy. So people, don't listen to what she's saying, because she's trying to paint a narrative like it was only a couple of blocks and a couple of square miles. No, it was widespread. And the police, the sheriffs and the police were stretched thin with help, because it was crazy. It was a lot of things going on all at one time. Compton is not 2 miles away from downtown LA. Paramount is not 2 miles away from downtown LA. Orange County is not 2 miles away from LA or Long Beach. So stop, Karen.
The most, over 100 people were arrested. We are a city of 3.8 million people. And finally, Mr. Vice President, how dare you disrespect our senator? You don't know his name, but yet you served with him before you were vice president, and you continue to serve with him today, because the last time I checked, the vice president of the United States is the president of the U.S. Senate. You serve with him today, and how dare you disrespect him and call him Jose? But I guess he just looked like anybody to you. Well, he's not just anybody to us. He is our senator. And you fly in, you parachute in the city. I don't know if you've ever been here before. You parachute in the city, you pass all kinds of judgment, and then you leave. And you add to the provocation, you add to the division, or you attempt to create division in our city. But I just want you to know that our city is standing together. We are united. You might attempt to create division, but you are united. Standing with me today are families, business owners, community leaders, representatives, and nothing you can do will divide us.
Look, everybody is not united. Everybody in the city of LA is not united about what's going on with this illegal immigration. So I be so tired of hearing these elected officials always trying to just put everybody in the same boat. I'm not united with that. I don't condone none of it. I'm tired of the illegal immigration. I'm tired of it. You know, and the reason why I'm so tired of it, because first I wasn't thinking about it, but then when you start to see that our tax dollars are going to house these people, feed these people, get them jobs, driver license, half of them can't drive. It seems like they're trying to replace us in the hoods and in the different cities and stuff like that. They're getting preferential treatment over American citizens. I don't rock with that. I know plenty of guys who need jobs. You know what I'm saying? I know plenty of people whose families are separated from their parents, and they want to put a big emphasis. They separating families. It's a lot of people that's separated from their family, especially when you send them to jail. You know, and then they don't even go in there and do the oversight to go in there to see if any of these prisoners, American citizen prisoners, are being treated right. But they will go into an ICE detention center to go see if these people are being treated fairly. So everybody is not united with what's going on in the city of LA and across the country. It was an overwhelming majority of people who voted for Donald Trump and what he ran on. He ran on closing the borders, illegal immigration, all of that stuff, mass deportation. And this is just what's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Ain't nothing that Karen Bass, Gavin Newsom, Pritzker, what's his name, Brandon Johnson, any of these sanctuary city mayors and governors can do about it. Tom Homan already doubled down. It's not stopping. They were going after the worst first. That's what they were doing. But when you have people getting in the way and they know that they're illegal too, it's a 2-for-1 situation. Get out the way. You had these crazy judges and people over here trying to hide and harbor these illegal immigrants, and then when they get busted over it, oh, now it's a big deal. Oh, they're arresting the judge. They doing this, that. Tom Homan said if you impede or obstruct anything that has to do with illegal immigration, your ass is going to jail too. They're gonna bring charges. Donald Trump, Tom Homan, Tulsi Gabbard, Kristi Noem, Pete Hegseth, all the people in the cabinets, they are not playing. They won every vote, popular vote, everything. So ain't nothing that you could do, Karen Bass, to stop this. It's going to continue. So all this pushback on what JD Vance said, JD Vance, he was speaking the truth. Y'all needed help. You needed help. It was spiraling out of control. It was out of control when they start vandalizing the Kobe Bryant murals and just tearing up the city. You guys didn't have it under control. You know, you keep talking about we need to fix the city because we got the World Cup coming and all this and that. The World Cup might be on a pause. I don't know. It might not be too many people in the audience with the World Cup, because if you ain't got your damn papers, your ass is getting up out the country. You're getting up out the country. Ain't no need to keep fighting it. You know what I'm saying? I used to like Karen, but I mean, I don't hate her or nothing like that, but I just don't like the fact that this lady keep on trying to defend people who are not supposed to be here. I understand you want to be this big superhero for the immigration, for illegal immigration, but look, it is what it is. Trump and them got a mandate. It's about to happen. It's going down. Ain't nothing that you could do to stop it. Nothing you can do to stop it. But we're going to leave it right here, man. Y'all want to continue watching the video, all you got to do is type in Karen Bass is mad as hell at JD Vance for coming out here for speaking the truth about what's going on in Los Angeles. Yeah. Well, anyway, man, look, I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Y'all comment, man. Let me know what y'all feel about this situation. Do you feel like you're united with Karen Bass and all Angelenos? Because all Angelenos are not feeling this, and I'm one of them. So, man, let me know in the comments, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all protect yourself at all times. Y'all keep y'all head on the swivel, man. God bless you. God bless me, man. And God bless America. And I'm out. Mr. Zach Reacts. Peace.